Becoming the best salesperson you can be. For those of us in the sales industry, that's something that we strive for every day. And today on Selling Life and Annuities, we're going to be addressing that topic. Hi, I'm Randy Pierson. I'm the Life and Annuity Vice President. And I've got with me Paul Bechtold, one of our regional vice presidents. And we're going to talk to you about how to become a better salesperson. Stay tuned. All right, Mr. Bechtold. So the subject matter of becoming the best salesperson that you can be. When you think about the foundational principle of being the best you can be in sales, what comes to mind?
Well, I think there's some common denominators no matter what you're selling. I don't care if you're selling paintbrushes or you're selling insurance, okay? There's some certain common denominators that you want to adhere to. I think one of the things in the insurance industry that agents fall into the habit of is talking a lot about product, okay? Mm-hmm. And I've always said to be the best, as an IMO, FMO, and as an insurance salesperson in general, you really need three things. You need to have good products and contracts, which is what Gord Marketing really specializes in, or any IMO, FMO, right? And then what starts to differentiate the IMOs is what kind of sales tools do you have? What kind of financial fact finder software, platforms and programs, your family bank program that I run is a unique platform, right? And so we got many other programs like that as well. But the real thing that's going to separate the agent out and make them a top performer is actually honing their sales skills, right? Mm-hmm. So what I always like to use the analogy of if Warner Brothers came to town and they were shooting a movie, right? Yeah. And they were auditioning for parts, there is nothing that's going to take the place, Randy, of you knowing your lines if you want one of those parts in the movie, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're actors out there. We have to hone our skill. I'm sure since your early days of knowing me, you've seen my sales skills develop intentionally over time because I practice and I hone those skills, right?
Absolutely.
And so what I vowed to do in 2021 is actually focus more on sales skills and helping people becoming better salespeople than worrying about how the watch is built so much. Yeah. And in the program I run, that tends to be the tendency. People want to know how it all works, and they want to be able to deep dive that. And what I try to really impart to them is, it's not about that. It's about having a reasonable discussion where you impart knowledge to the client, but it has to be done tactically.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So many in our industry, in the brokerage arena, in the IMO space, we are on a constant basis so caught up in promoting product, the next new thing, this bell and whistle, that bell and whistle, when if we did focus on helping advisors and agents become better salespeople, we would probably see a more impact in our business. The other thing that you said that kind of resonated with me was the gentleman who brought me in the business used to harp on us that, telling ain't selling, right? So many agents want to tell the story about their product, right? They want to talk about, as I just mentioned, this feature, that benefit, when the story shouldn't necessarily be about the product. It should be more about what, right? The agent should have a story. Talk to the agents watching this video how they should position their dialogue more.
Well, the first thing I think you want to start with, Randy, and this is one thing that the platform that I run, we do more than anything, is you got to focus on the why, okay? You got to get to the client's why. What is it they're after? What are they trying to accomplish? And the why will transform into the how, which will transform into the what it is then, okay? So the what it is, or the product, should be the last part of the equation. You begin with the end in mind, which is, what are we trying to accomplish for the client? What is the why? And that we iterationally then move down the line into what the product ends up being, okay? But going back to answer your original question, what are the common denominators of becoming a better salesperson? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to have a market that you're going after. You have to have clients to talk to. So you have to identify who is it that you're actually going after, okay? The other thing is you want to have a great story to tell. I don't care what your platform is. I don't care if it's college planning, it's YFB, it's tax-free retirement. You want to have a great story to tell, and you want to be able to excite the client with what that story is, right? Okay. You also want to be able to separate yourselves from the competition, right? So in the example of what I do, helping people get out of debt. There's very few people out there with a platform that can do that, okay? But almost every other platform that we do in the life and annuity arena, we can do the same thing as well, right? But ultimately what I want to help agents do in 2021, this is my commitment to you, is call me up and talk to me about how to have that conversation so that we become more confident in the way that we're presenting, and so that we look more professional, so that it flows more naturally, so it's a little less rehearsed, so that you kind of got it down in your sleep a little bit more.
Yeah, and all of that is really important. But you mentioned the why earlier, and man, I just cannot. I feel that is so important, right? So many advisors, so many agents go into a room with a client and they've got their story ready to go, man. I mean, they want to talk about what they want to talk about. When a lot of what's most important is listening, right? Instead of talking, listening and finding out what is that motivation factor, what's that why to the client, because ultimately that's going to tell you how they want to be sold or what's going to sell them.
Right. There's an old saying that I learned early on in the business, was in the health side of the business, and that is, if you're talking to the client and it's bacon and eggs and you're trying to sell bacon but they want eggs, you give them eggs, right?
Yes, absolutely. Sell them what they want to buy.
Right.
We're rapidly running out of time here, so what are a couple other key points on this subject matter of becoming a better salesman that you'd want to hit on?
Well, the first thing I would think is think in your mind what a professional looks like. You want to look the part, act the part, dress the part, okay?
Dress for success. Yeah.
See so many people that they go out and they want to do it the way they want to do it. They want to kind of do it in their blue jeans or whatever the case may be. You're a professional. You want to look that part, and you want to practice. And the other thing is, I would say more than anything is never stop learning. Okay, we're perpetual students in this business. I study my competition, all the other competitor programs that are parallel to what I do all the time, and I just don't think there's any replacement for that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Listen, there's a difference, or I should say the difference, between being a top of the line, a top producer, best salesman you can be, is, as you've said a couple of times during this video, being a pro or being an amateur. And if you're watching this video and you'd like to be a pro, I can tell you that certainly Paul Bechtold, our RVP at Gord Marketing, and myself, we stand ready to provide you with the coaching, the mentoring, the direction that you might need to ultimately become the best salesperson that you can be. So call us. We're here to help. And with that, we're going to call this episode of Selling Life and Annuities to an end. I want to thank you for watching. Tune in every Tuesday for a brand new episode of Selling Life and Annuities. Good selling.